Okay, what's up everybody? I've already had to record this video one time and it didn't want to do anything, so I have to redo it, but that's fine. So today's video is going to be about the playoff predictions. I know that from the beginning of the year I predicted what the season was going to look like, and I'm already wrong about the playoffs. For one thing, I know for sure I didn't have the Bills, and that might be it. I don't know. I have to look at the whole thing back again, but I don't know if it was the Vikings or a different team. Uh, let's see. I also had the Rams going to the Super Bowl, which obviously is incorrect. So, because they suck. So, yeah. Here we go. Bills Texans is the first wild card game. I'm going to go with the Bills. I think the Bills defense is too overpowering for the Texans offense. I don't think the Texans offense is good enough to score more than 20 points because that's basically all you have to do to beat the Bills. Even though they're more playoff experienced and JJ Watt's playing, I expect this to be a low scoring game, a battle of defenses, but I think the Bills will win despite the Texans playoff experience, but they also have a lack of success in the playoffs. Deshaun Watson's not a great playoff quarterback as of now, so I'm going to go with the Bills. Patriots over the Titans. Despite the Patriots' offensive problems, it's the playoff Patriots, and for some reason, the playoff Patriots every single year, they're just better than everybody else. So I'm going to go with the Patriots. Even though last time these two played, I think it ended in a blowout for the Titans. I don't see the Titans beating the Patriots, especially with Ryan Tannehill. Even with Marcus Mariota, I still don't see the Patriots losing to the Titans. I don't see it happening in the playoffs, especially. That's definitely one place where I don't see it happening. Over to the NFC, we have Seahawks and Eagles. I'm going to go with Seahawks. That's basically everybody's pick. Eagles, they're going to need to fill in their receiver slots with rejects from the Colin Kaepernick workout, uh, rejects from practice squads. Just they have to fill their roster somehow. Seahawks did it by bringing back Marshawn Lynch for their running back position. Even though Marshawn Lynch isn't really going to help since he is very, very old for a running back. I think he's like 33. I don't know how old he is, but I don't think he's in shape to be a running back yet. We're not going to be seeing any beast mode moments. So, but either way, Seahawks are still going to kill the Eagles. Vikings Saints. I think this one will be about as close a game as Texans Bills. Not as low scoring, but I'm thinking it's still going to be a closer game. I'm going to go with the Saints. Vikings with Kirk Cousins in the playoffs against Drew Brees. I don't see that happening. I don't see the Vikings beating the Saints at home in the playoffs with Kirk Cousins. The divisional round, Chiefs and Patriots. Even though the Chiefs are at home with Patrick Mahomes, earlier in the year the Patriots would have beat the Chiefs if it wasn't for the 14 points, even 7 points getting taken from the Patriots in that game by the refs. Hopefully there's no bad officiating like there has been all year this year in the playoffs, because that's when the better team should win every game. It shouldn't be about the officiating. It wasn't last year, but people like to think it was in the Saints Rams game, but Drew Brees choked in overtime. So no, it wasn't the refs, it was Drew Brees. I'm going with the Patriots to beat the Chiefs. Ravens Bills. They played earlier in the year. Ravens won. I'm going with the Ravens. Packers Saints. This is one I've been going back and forth with all week long. Drew Brees in the playoffs is great. Saints in the playoffs are good. Packers in the playoffs are good. They're both good in the playoffs. So what's next? Which teams played better this year? Earlier in the year, Packers for sure. Later in the year, Saints. So right now, Saints are playing better. But the Packers have needed to score about 24 points a game to win, where their defense gives up like 17. Doesn't matter who they're playing. That's how it's been all year long. I haven't looked at any like home records or away records or they're undefeated when this happens or when this happens or they haven't won a game when this happens or this happens. I'm just going off of what I think with my knowledge, with my logic at this moment, and it's telling me the Packers. As good as the Saints are right now, the Packers, I think, I don't think the Saints will beat the Packers at Lambeau. Drew Brees is an iffy quarterback on the road and outside. Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau is deadly, especially in the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Packers. 49ers Seahawks. Both games this year have come down to the wire and they're split for these teams. So then I go to playoff experience. Seahawks have it all day. Are the Seahawks the better team? Maybe not this year. But I think they'll beat the 49ers. Uh, I don't see the 49ers winning out the NFC. These four teams, you can all make a case for going to the Super Bowl right here. Packers, Saints, Seahawks, 49ers. You can make a case for all four of them. 49ers and Saints have been two of the top teams all year long. Packers kind of snuck their way in there, but they play. The only problem is that Aaron Rodgers just needs to trust his receivers a little more. Trust Aaron Jones, trust the team around him. And the Seahawks got hot at the right time. They can get hot in the playoffs. They can just get hot and then they can go all the way through. That's how it can work for the Seahawks. So I could see an argument for all four of these teams, which is why it's so hard to pick the NFC this year because they got four teams that could go to the playoffs, whereas the AFC, I only hear people talking about two, but it's always Ravens against one of these two teams, from what I hear. And I'm saying it's Ravens Patriots. So next week, because it's always been harder to pick the AFC in the past, it seems like. But this year it's the NFC by a long shot. We got Patriots, Ravens, Conference Championship week. Earlier in the year, the Ravens blew out the Patriots. Now we're in the playoffs. I believe the Ravens were also at home at that time. We're in the playoffs. We've already faced the Ravens once. I say we like I'm part of the team. No, I'm just a fan. But I'm thinking logically here. I'm not going to let bias get in the way. I always do that with picks. I don't like betting against the Patriots, especially in the playoffs, because they're just a good team. They find ways to win. I'm going with the Patriots in the playoffs against the Ravens. Even though I think they'll be looking for revenge and they will beat the Ravens this year in the playoffs. In the conference championship, go to the Super Bowl to play either the Packers or the Seahawks. It's always these two teams, isn't it? Close games in the last few years between these two. The Seahawks seem to have the number against the Packers in the playoffs and in the regular season. But this year, it's a different Packers team. It's a Packers team that has a defense that you can rely on. It has, you know, it's a different feel for the Packers that we're used to. against the Seahawks team that, outside of Russell Wilson making plays, doesn't really have an offensive weapon at the disposal. Tyler Lockett's good, but everyone else is either suspended or injured. Because Josh Gordon got suspended again. So I'm going with the Packers. I don't think the Seahawks have enough weapons outside of Russell Wilson to beat the Packers this season. I think the Packers play like I think the Packers are just the better team than the Seahawks this year. Super Bowl, Patriots Packers. I know that this is like my backup Super Bowl at the beginning of the year because it was Patriots Rams and Patriots Packers. Because I was really torn between Rams and Packers, and I picked the Rams just because. Alright, so real quick here, I just want to say for some odd reason, the video decided to stop here. Don't know why. It just did. But what I was gonna continue on saying is that I had the Rams over the Packers. I had the Packers losing at Lambeau in that scenario. This time I don't. I have them going to the Super Bowl to play the Patriots. And then I said that the well-prepared Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl against the Packers. It's going to be a tight battle, obviously. It'll be defensive, but at the same time, it's going to be Brady and Rodgers tearing each other's defenses apart. Going with the Patriots to win the Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers. And I don't know if I said it, but I wanted to pick different than what everybody else was picking with Ravens or Chiefs, and against 49ers or Saints, because those are the four that are swirling that I always hear about. So wanted to be a little different by picking these two. And yeah, Patriots Packers, if I had to get a score, I'd say range between like maybe 20, 28, 25, something like that. 28, 23, something around there in the ballpark of 20 something to 20 something. So one more thing, I also went on to say that at the end of the season, when it's all over, I might go back and look at my season predictions and my playoff predictions, this video right here, to see how they ended up being compared to what I predicted, along with some takes if I was right or wrong with those takes. There's nothing else